Can't tell you how many times I've been on this hill. I moved here in '73. And before I begin, I'd like to thank town of Wilton, just the spirit of Wilton. Both my kids graduated high school here 17 years apart. Alexis was class of '95. And Hunter was class of 2012. And they both launched well into life from the experience of growing up in this town. I went to more parades that they marched in than I marched in. It has been asked of the honored dead we remember here today, what was in it for them? What did they get out of it? As someone who served our nation in war, I will attempt to explain. You can't spend what they received for sacrificing their lives, but you can spread it. You see, they died for a dream. This is a dream. This dream, America. In the beginning, it was a nebulous thing. It's ancient seeds and roots of human yearning for a place of freedom, equality, and peace. It eventually sprouted from thought to words to action in 1776, nurtured by deep hope and faith against large odds. It became a strong force, inspiring a stream, then a river of altruistic actions of ordinary men and women. They gathered together to declare independence from England, determined to create something greater than themselves. Powerful words and phrases stoked the birthing of dreams. Patrick Henry's "Give me liberty or give me death." And Connecticut native 21-year-old Nathan Hale. I'm not sure if he said it, but it belongs to him now. Because in dreams, legends work. 2 months after the Declaration was signed, Washington had to get out of New York. He asked volunteers to stay behind. And this Yale graduate stayed and got caught. And the picture is with the rope around his neck. They asked him if he had last words. He said, "I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country." It wasn't even a country yet. This is what happens when dreams are born. You get inspired. The strengths of these thoughts resonating into action that could be modeled. John Paul Jones, "I have not yet begun to fight." It's all causing others to believe in the possibility of creating this something new. This was as yet still just a vision, becoming a physical reality. One that could and would grow if we could stay true to its founding principles and attain stability for its people. I was 10 when President Kennedy's words went so deeply into my child mind that I never forgot them. He told me to stop asking what my country could do for me. Why don't I ask what I could do for my country? At 10, they didn't mean much, but 7 years later, in a very confused period of my life, I remember them and I thought, well, I don't know what to do, but that looks like an honorable direction. And my poor mother signed the papers. She wasn't white-haired when she signed them. She was by the time I came home. When I joined the United States Marine Corps, my mother, well, I already said that, I was told that I had signed a blank check to my country for up to, including my life, if need be. That's what you do when you put on a uniform. That's the underlying guarantee. In Vietnam, my experience and value grew, and I became what the situation required. bonding tightly with my Marine brothers in a faraway deadly conflict. Combat is remembered by me as a high-speed, slow-motion, schizophrenic period. And then you come out of it. And we would always be staring. They call it the 1,000-yard stare. But it does something to you. We were in triple canopy jungles, mountains, valleys, and rivers. The enemy combatants were well-trained, motivated soldiers using military equipment supplied by Russia and China and fighting on their home turf. People, government, politics, and even America itself were so far away, and we were so young, that symbols had to suffice for our belief, but we had each other, and we refined this, and it got pressured into two small dreams like diamonds to survive our tour of duty. We no longer went over in groups or units. They were individually handing us in, so everybody had a different date to go home, and we promised each other, we'll get you home. Alive, we're in a coffin, but we will get you home. Well, in fact, let me change that. We never used the word home in Vietnam. We called it the world. When I get back to the world, we must have been like abused children trying to, whatever we loved had to be on another planet. It couldn't be on the same planet as where we were doing what we were doing. As grunts in the jungle, we may have been the point of the spear, but the support of everyone else in that war made the point viable. Without the support, the point is nothing. And that support reached all the way back to the hands of the dream back in the world, and we kept faith as those before us had done. Because all this was far away. It was up to you people. We were doing what we were told. A dream. Back up. Earlier dreams that have ended have left stone buried monuments. You have to remember that. A dream is not a finished product. It's a process. Thought has produced what we're living today. It must be kept alive by the physical actions of all its people. Apathy will destroy the nation. Only in the past few decades has the American service deaths from World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and the Gulf finally added up to more than the 650,000 we lost when we fought each other in the Civil War. The dream fighting itself is a terrible thing. The dream's light and dark phases can be balanced, but the creeping grayness of I could care less, uninvolved apathy is deadly to the cohesive weave of this dream fabric. It's been said, but I'm going to say it again. A total of 1.2 million Americans have died creating and serving the dream since '76. Yet, in the last election, 89 million American eligible voters, 36% didn't bother. That hard-won right, they didn't bother. That scares me. And then, since I'm throwing out numbers in this cost of freedom survival analysis, here's a wake up. It scared me even worse. 1.2 million Americans that have died serving this country. Since 1968, we've lost 2 million Americans in America from gun incidents. 2 million! For those of us that fought for the country, when you read something like this and you say, what's going on inside? We who serve and continue to serve the process of America intimately know the dread aspects of the dream that the protected will never experience. This is a good thing. That's why we do it. We don't want our families in our hometowns to have to experience that pain. The umbrella of military service protects what we hold most dear from external threats. But we who live inside that protection must also contribute to the maintenance of our common dream. This here today. All of us living and dead, this process of keeping a dream alive would do it again and again, hoping for a secondary dream that someday there would never be a need for war, ever, anywhere. The military service protecting the outer skin of a nation cannot alone nurture the great living inside. The people, must function and do our part in our communities. We all know that when doing something for others, even without recognition, there's a deep feeling of rightness about the action. Magnified with the intensity of selfless service is what is gotten out of dying for a dream. The task these lives bought for all of us is to live in, participate with, and continue to protect and nurture this still young American dream. Thank you.